Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 187. We are going to work on the wall today and see if we can get these pictures finished off. It is a little later in the day. I see some sun here. We'll see how far I get before there's a problem with the lighting. So I've already got us focused and I am not zoomed in too far so that we can kind of see what we're doing. So I'm going to start with this picture right here, which is of food. Let's see, is this kind of a weird light to be coloring in, I wonder? Because I can always close my blinds. So we have a light source. I am going to go ahead with this image. There is a light here. So in the picture, it's kind of getting the lay of the land with the lighting. So I don't forget my light source. So we're just going to be coloring in some random things to see how it all goes. I am using pigeon blue, just kind of a neutral blue. I thought I might use that in a couple of places here on the wall, just to kind of tie everything together. This coffee pot or teapot is also going to be blue. I will have some pops of feminine colors for the flowers. We have lots and lots of book colors. These are very skinny books. This is the brass that's on the candlesticks. And it's also down here on, oh, you can't see that. You can see the candlesticks, but you can't see below that. I have the brass as the accent color on the fireplace insert. That was, I guess I'm going really quickly, yellow ochre. It's one of the gold color tones. I am looking for, here's burnt ochre, 6076, and I will try very hard to remember which ones I have pulled out and used today. I'm not sure. That was burnt ochre, and this is burnt umber. I like this color better, but it looks like we will have a little red on our books. So for the accent color, I do have, here's a sepia. Sepia is about the color of the ink. This is our bonus day, just trying to get an extra day of romantic country so that I can be finishing this image off so I can review it as finished next Sunday. It won't make it this Sunday. Okay, so I like that. And I need to be sure to set aside the ones that I actually use. I got a whole bunch of colors just hanging out here. And so I might have to reach back for those. And I've got 3 greens to play with the leaves. They have been used, I believe, except asparagus green I have not used. Chromium oxide green 5419, and that asparagus green is 5090, I think. Dark green 5511, but always refer to my description where I put all the colors. I'm very excited to be finishing my first page. So while I am gone, I will not be coloring in romantic country. It's too big to fit in my luggage. So you will be seeing a little bit. I probably won't even be filming and coloring daily, even though we call it the daily color. The vacation version will be when I have time. I haven't even figured out how to hold the camera up. I might have to bring one of my snakes, as I call them, that attach to the desk. All right, so there is a green. I also believe I'm going to have 2 different colors of flowers. The hearts could actually be a leaf. This I might want to be a hydrangea. I love a hydrangea. And so I might make this a just a greenery. It doesn't quite look like flowers. I mean, I suppose that could be a flower and that's the center and that's the center. But for me, today, we're going to just start with this color. This is the asparagus, which is the lightest color. And my wicker colors, I was kind of exploring wicker because we've got wicker on the top, the baskets. I think that this person possibly makes bread because we've got bread pictures and apple, and so I'm not really sure. So if I make it up, they put bread in the bread baskets, and that's why they have all those extra baskets. Yep, so we might go a little deeper. I have switched to the middle green, which is the chromium oxide green. Almost finished with that, and then we've got dark green in my hand, ready to throw some darks in there. I am trying not to go with too many colors. Let's go with the dark. Keeping the palette somewhat neutral, but not sanitary neutral, and not overly organized so that the artwork on the wall coordinates. All right, so that's that greenery. I might do these leaves, could be lighter. Hey, and the light went away. sun is down. If I'm gonna do these hearts as a sort of leafy addition, I'm gonna start with this light. And then the middle tone, just do a tiny bit. Back to the light. This color, that one got a little bit rough looking. I want it softer. Okay. I have for the flower, I have pink. We've got a light, a medium, and a dark. The light is peach, actually, and it is actually what goes with my red. I did something in red here. Maybe I used it on the books because it came from the Lazy Susan, as in already red. So peach 5013010, pink 4003, Venetian red 5087. Again, I will have the colors all posted. So we're gonna just start with a little bit of this Venetian red in the center. I'm gonna go with the pink. It is small enough that I might not even bother with the peach. And I'm even leaving the tips white because we are going to have a painted wall. All right, so that's that. And the bread colors, that is where things get a little interesting. Coloring bread. I'm not necessarily the best food colorist. So I like the antique brass. I have the old gold, and then yellow ochre, but I'm gonna have to knock back and change the color up a little bit. So I have grabbed, so we do have the two colors that work for my brass, which is down below on the stove. Iron oxide brown for some darks, and then goldenrod and yellow ochre. So all of this is really gold, but I am going to alter how it is applied for these breads to look more bread than gold. I have to remember my light source is off to this side, so where I get to go dark is on the left side all the way across. And then this is going to be, whatever these are pretty pale. All right, so that's the light side of all of this. Now, I'm using the goldenrod. These look pretty plain. I'm not sure what they are. They are blocking whatever light would be behind them. They are blocking with the way they're leaning. I am using the antique brass, which is the darker, I think. This is the old gold. It's kind of some nondescript bread looking colors. I got my little blue pot that goes with the blue kettle. And then I will need to figure out my background. I've got cool gray 70%. And I'm just lightly adding in some shadows here. I'm not really set on what I want to do with this background at this point. And we've got, this is the 70% warm gray. I've said before that I will happily mix my grays up. The stove insert is already a mix of both tones, and I have not darkened it up yet, but I will be darkening it. So now we're knocking back that blue a little bit. And then I am leaving, there's that color. Okay, so this is a dark reddish brown, Mars brown. I'm going to grab a little bit of the light. I want to remember that I will be having some light somewhat, and then I will also have some gray. I'm grabbing the warm gray. I can erase a little bit if this is too dark. I think I also want to just have these labels be a little bit, and there's some writing in there. So the middle tone, that one is one I was saving, so I want that to be wicker-ish. I'm using goldenrod. And this half of the basket will end up being quite a bit darker. The color of the lamp shade, let's go with cool gray. And then again, I have not done the background yet. The background might wait until I am closer. Here's some warm gray to come down here. I'm liking the warm gray better than the cool gray. The cool gray looks too blue to me. Okay, so there's that. Next, I do have an apple combo. I will set down all of these wicker and bread colors. For the moment that I've used a couple, the pigeon blue, Mars brown, the light source I might need again, but I'll set that over to the side. My pinks, I did not use peach. Okay, so we've got this red, and you can barely see the apples. I already used Venetian red. That's the Mars brown. Here it is. Venetian red. Poppy red is the apple color. And this is going to be the shadow color. We don't have a sense of a light source up here, so we're just gonna make our own darks. It's on a table or something. This is that peach. Peach or salmon, both of those are really good highlight tones for red. Back to the peach. Okay, so for this background, I'm gonna do, this is that pigeon blue. Just have it be a very nondescript neutral blue. Then I'm going to take, so I've got my 3 reds. Those are going to be laying down back here with that pink. I may have to go get my hydrangea colors. I don't know. I may have enough colors here to fake the hydrangea with what we've already used in the picture so far. I'm going to take, this is pastel blue. I was using it to blend the book ends. I am going to grab, I have a bunch of the neutrals from also when we were playing with the books. So I can pick any of these neutral colors to be, so I could use either yellow, gray, or camel, yellowish gray. Camel is really not as pink as that looks. Maybe I will just use the camel. And just give the tablecloth some sort of a minimal color tone to it. I didn't even think about anything exciting like a pattern. And the frames of these, that would be interesting. All right, so the apple is done. I do want to grab, I'm going to play with this. So we have these, this is not aqua, this is pastel green. And I might want to grab over here a nice light. This one is light aqua. Very appropriate. I really like this particular vase because the top of the flower is cut off. I thought that was fun. Since I am doing jars right now and glass elements over in the small victories, it is possible I might want to pop in a little bit of glass accent here. Again, I don't know about the backdrop. I gave the apple. Look at this. I didn't even move it so you couldn't see it. Okay, so I used light aqua and I have colored the vases that are filled with water. This is the watercolor, and again I might use some white. This was the, I started with, where did I put it? I had attempted with this color, which is called pastel green, and it's very, very pale, but it didn't come out because you guys weren't watching. So here is what I went with, quite a bit darker, and that is what that looks like. So I know my pink colors for those flowers are very close. So I've got pink, peach, and poppy red. And so I'm gonna see, I want it to be a different tone than this pink, but not totally different. So I'm going to put this poppy in the center. This is the pink. So I'm going to blend out that little bit of red with this pink. This is the peach, which I did not use on the other flower. And then this little tulip will just be peach. I don't know what that part of this flower is supposed to be, so I am not going to think that it is the floral center. I'm going to make it peach as well. All right, these three going over in the I've used it pile. This light aqua. I have the need to work on, I want these three to be somewhat neutral. I think I thought this was going to be too light, so I am correct. I want to go darker, and these might have a little bit of white gel pen as well. So I'm looking at my two other tones, and I think I might try beige. There's beige or Bavarian cream, and the barrels do kind of match with the cores. And all of these are going to be coordinated. Okay, so now I need a little bit of a darker shadow color. This is either old gold, and this was the antique brass, which is what I want on this far side, away from the candlelight. So this actually has light from both sides. So I'm going to do the centers of this will be, and then this one again sort of blocked in. It's possible that depending on what the wall color is going to be, I may have to, I'm going back to the lightest tone. I'm probably going to have to erase some of this here. It's too, let's see, old gold. This actually has a lot more orange in it than the antique brass. Okay, now we do have the flowers up high, and I don't know if that's another lamp. I think it could be a lamp. I'm gonna have to work on this vase a little bit more. But again, I'm trying not to get too many colors going. And I'll have to do some erasing on that. It's a little too, that line I do not like, and I don't see my eraser handy. Unless it's underneath here, which it could be. So I'm going to just ignore that. I will come back to that. I believe that over by the chair is a candle, and that candle, I believe, was already colored with, if I can find it, camel. Camel is probably this color. See, it's like a very, very soft mauve color. And that is what color that is over there. Right? Those are going to go in my I used it pile. We've got flowers up here. I am going to, what have I got here? That is a brown. I am probably going to have to go away to do the hydrangea, and I might do that off on my own so I can finish up what I can here. My question is, with this poppy and the apples, is that enough for me to go ahead and have, I've got pink and pinky red. So up here, trying to keep the tones somewhat similar. This is an orange. It's called orange. 3060 orange. I'm going to grab the peach. Red. And then we have a smaller. Let's see if I am willing to do pink with Mars Brown. Mars Brown. And I do have an idea for those little flowers. Pigeon blue, which I have used on a pot here, and the teapot and teacup. So, to do a little tie-in, all of the little details. So now we have a little plant pot or bowl, and then a vase that I have to think about. That goes over. Hope I'm going to get all of these colors. Let's do, got two neutral colors that I have used. And camel is the color of the candles. Right there. Bavarian cream is part of the base color for these fancy vases. So up here at the top, you guys can still see. I think I'm going to start with something neutral like that. Maybe add more. I've got to get my greens because there's some green leaves. Two very simple green leaves, so I'm going to grab the middle green, which is chromium oxide green. Just the softest little hint. And this is the lighter asparagus green. Sorry, Hub is filling up his water. All right, now if I've decided that the hangy thing is a light source, I will just have it glow. I might erase a little bit on these three blues. Okay. We are at 41 minutes. I'm trying to think what other little tidbits can we do. We can do the shelf. So we've done a lot of the old gold. I'm gonna grab this. So I have light umber. From light umber. Let's see which is lighter or darker of the two. This I think is darker. So we're gonna let the light umber and picking up goldenrod. Nope, yellow ochre. I have yellow ochre up here in these bands for the books, and do a little soft light umber. So I've done no picture walls, because that will be done based on my wall color I choose. We have left. I think we can do what's left in 2 sittings for next week. We might even have to have 2 long days because I've got the baskets and this. We could probably work on that all in one. No, we still might be able to do it in 2 because then I have these 3 pieces and I want to finish those and this shelf, so I'm gonna have to work on the books before next Tuesday. And then the last fun thing for us to do, if I rotate the camera, then I can do this. We have to do the fire. So I will save the fire and the firewood in the basket. I will also firewood basket and the stove pipe. All right, so that's the plan, and I'm really glad that I snuck in this extra bit of time to just get us closer and have more elements done for next week. Kind of all the little nitpicky stuff, and that will also help us. I could do this one bit just because I know it's what I will want to do, and that is that these 2, now that I have that aqua, I will also have these be somewhat aqua colored. I then have this light, I think it's pastel blue, right? Pastel blue. Some sort of herbs in water. That's what I'm saying. All right. Might as well just commit to that right now. All right. Look at that. I don't even know what that is. A spool of thread, trim, like ribbon, maybe. All right, that's it. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Welcome back if you are returning. Do all of the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and consider subscribing. And again, tomorrow, which is Sunday, is the weekly review. So we'll talk about what we've done this week for this picture, as well as the small victories work. And then probably a bonus, I will do a second jar, and I will get that done and posted before the weekly review. So we have more to review. I'll see you then.